Adab, Namaskar, Sat Sri Akal, hello, and welcome to SSB Psych. My name is Monica Mohanty, and here we are with the part 2 of the Indian Air Force series. So, all those people who have not watched the part 1, where we have discussed about the basic history of the Indian Air Force, please do go and watch because it is a very important video for your SSB because it forms a base for it. In this video, we will be discussing about the commands of the Indian Air Force and the different divisions as well as the branches of the Indian Air Force. Without any further delay, let's start with the division of the Indian Air Force. With division, what do I mean? Division basically means the structure of the Indian Air Force. So when I start with the structure, like even if you consider a body has different parts like hand, eyes, nose, mouth, etc. Similarly, Indian Air Force, if you go in the ascending order, the smallest part of it is called the section, followed by a flight, then squadron, then wings, station, and command. So we will discuss everything, every part, subpart of it in detail in the coming slides. So when we talk about the commands, now as you saw in this slide, command forms the topmost part, or you can say the biggest, the father of all the structure. So in command, we basically have two types of commands. Okay. The first one is the operational command and the second is the functional command. Now, when you talk about operational command, with the name itself, it shows operation. That means to conduct some operation, right? That means the purpose of it is basically to conduct military operations using aircraft within its area of responsibility. With functional, the word itself says it should maintain the things in such a way so that it's functional, basically. है ना? That means to maintain combat readiness. So, when we talk about the operational commands, it basically has first one being the Central Air Command, which is present in Allahabad or Prayagraj in modern day, which is present in Uttar Pradesh. The second one being the Eastern Air Command, present in Shillong, Meghalaya. The third one being the Southern Air Command, which is present in Trivandrum or Tiruvananthapuram in Kerala. The fourth one is the Southwestern Air Command, which is present in Gandhinagar, Gujarat. And the fifth one is the Western Air Command, which is present in New Delhi. Now you must be wondering, this is so tricky to learn, है ना? So I have a small shortcut for you. Allahabad, Shillong, Trivandrum, Gandhinagar, New Delhi. आओ सब ताली बजाए गाए नाचे. आओ, आओ in आओ you have A for Allahabad, sub S for Shillong, tali Trivandrum, गाए गांधीनगर, नाचे New Delhi. आओ सब ताली बजाए गाए नाचे, है ना? Now if you it sounds funny, right? Now this you will remember it in the interview. Okay, so this was all about the operational commands. Next one comes the functional commands. In functional commands, we have two commands. The first one is the training command, second one is the maintenance command. What was the functional command I told you? Basically to maintain combat readiness, right? So in training command, it is present in Bangalore, Karnataka, and the maintenance command is present in Nagpur, Maharashtra. So next, moving on, talked about the command of the Indian Air Force. Coming to the wing, a wing is basically made up of a squadron and a unit. Basically acts as an intermediate between a command and a squadron. If you see here in this slide, you see wing is an intermediate between the squadron and a command, right? Similarly here, it is basically headed by a commanding officer of the rank of a group captain and has two or three Indian Air Force squadrons in it. So what all things you have to remember in wing? It is first point, it is made up of a squadron and a unit headed by a group captain, consists of two or three Indian Air Force squadrons. Okay. Moving on to the squadrons of the Indian Air Force. Every squadron has 16 to 18 planes. Okay, so in flying squadron, it has basically the primary task of the Indian Air Force here is headed by a commanding officer with the rank of wing commander. Some transport squadrons and helicopter squadrons are headed by a commanding officer with the rank of group captain. Now, I'll draw a similarity between the squadron of the Indian Air Force and the second one, the flights. Right. So here in the squadron of the Indian Air Force, there are two types, fighter squadron and the transport squadron. Fighter squadron headed by commanding officer of the rank of wing commander and transport and helicopter units headed by group captain. Remember? Great. Next, Fighter squadron, as the name suggests, is commanded by a squadron leader. So, till now, we have discussed about the basic structure of the Indian Air Force and the various commands of it. Now, this slide that shows the branches of the Indian Air Force forms a very important part because in your SSB, when you go for the interview, you must know what is the role that you're applying for and what is the function of each duty, isn't it? So, in branches of the Indian Air Force, we have in ground duty, we have logistics. In logistics, it basically undertakes the material and resource management for all the Air Force sources around the country. It is also responsible for the provision of aircraft sources, mechanical transport, armament, explosive, food, fuel, etc. Basically, deals with the logistics. Coming to the administration of the ground duty, administration branch, it basically is further divided into two. The first one being the air traffic control, and the second is the flight control. As the name suggests, air traffic control basically to control the flow of traffic in the airspace or airspace management. In flight control, it is basically responsible for supervision between the air and the radar. Coming to the accounts, as the name suggests, it basically functions to fund and manage the finance controllers, basically to for pay, allowance, supervision, and many more such things. Everything related to finance, basically, isn't it? Coming to education, as the name suggests, all the instructors present to deliver lectures, etc., comes under education. The medical field that consists under medical and dental. Meteorological basically predicts the weather and climate changes or weather changes, which predicts flying and other subsequent activities of the Indian Air Force. The second branch of Indian Air Force is the technical branch. In technical branch, there are different branches. All those who have done BTech would be able to relate. Like there are people from electronics and communication engineering, computer science engineering, mechanical, civil, electrical and electronics, and many more. So here in engineering, we have two types, AE and AL. Aeronautical and electrical engineering, and second one is aeronautical and mechanical engineering. In AE, all those people under ECE, computer science, triple E, all those people come, and civil and mechanical engineers come under AM. The third branch of the Indian Air Force consists of flying. Of course, Indian Air Force is all about flying in the air, touching the sky with glory, isn't it? So that was about the third branch. So this was the end of our video. And in case you want us to make videos on any other topic, please feel free to write that in the comment, and we would be more than happy to make video on that. So we would be coming with a third part of our Indian Air Force series very soon, that would be consisting of topics like the ranks, because it's very important for you to identify what are the commission, non-commissioned ranks, isn't it? And there is also a different topic which would be a surprise for you. So stay tuned to SSB Psych, and thank you everyone.